Now on the topic of photography, the first question is what are some advantages and or disadvantages of taking photos with mobile phones? I got into the habit of doing this when I first got a smartphone, and now I've really fallen out of the habit. At one time, I enjoyed sharing them, and I think the fact that we can carry the phone and take it wherever we go and snap photos is wonderful. And with the capacity of the phone, it's very easy to store a large number of photos and also to share them on social media. So that's really nice too. Unfortunately, I think what we miss is that if we don't have a hard copy, we don't have the chance to hold it and look at it or display it in our home unless we have sort of like a slideshow on a computer or on a TV screen. So there are good sides, and of course, we can always print out the photos that we take, but it takes a lot of work to sort through the large quantity of photos when we actually go to do so. People just take so many photos with their phones these days that they end up paying for large subscription plans to storage on cloud devices. Do you think working as a photographer would be a satisfying job? Why or why not? I think this job could be a very enjoyable job. Often photographers, they get contracts and may not work permanently with one employer. Sometimes they have studios, so they are business owners. I think that aspect can be very challenging, but because photographers end up doing things that range from art to, you know, newspaper work or media, it's not all creative. Some of the job is really to accomplish a very specific task of record keeping, and so photographers, I think they do a lot of computer work, which besides going out to take photographs of people and places, they do spend a lot of time in offices. So there are two aspects of it. Maybe it's not all glamour, but I think it yeah, certainly could be a satisfying job. Do you agree with the view that photography is not really art? I think that photography is art, and I think it's art because the photographer might not have, you know, control over the subject unless the photographer asks someone to pose very specifically for a photograph. But the photographer does frame the photograph. So, you know, there are a lot of decisions that involve creativity, and those, beyond capturing the image, are also in editing. So photographers do edit photos, and that involves using their knowledge of working with images and uh, color value and contrast of lights and darks in order to create a very impressive piece of art. All right, in the next video, I'll go on to famous artists.